We've heard from our treasurer candidate. Now let's move on to our candidate for VP of Innovation and Technology. There's also just one candidate for this position. And everything, as mentioned before, 2-year term, term starting July 1st of this year still applies. To start off, let me tell you a little bit about the responsibilities for this position. So the Vice President of Innovation and Technology would be responsible for all matters regarding marketing, media, and communications. They would be responsible for establishing and maintaining the chapter's online presence. They would be responsible for the chapter website and all duties associated with the maintenance of it. And they would be responsible for maintaining all forms of chapter communications. So this person is the incumbent candidate for this position. So I'm very excited to pass it on to him. And just a note to everyone, we are recording these speeches. So this way they will be posted on social media after the general body meeting for any of our members that weren't able to join today. Okay. So with that said, I will pass it on to Luis Dominguez, our candidate for Vice President of Innovation and Technology.
Thank you, Anna. So yeah, it's running one more time. I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. Yeah, I'm excited to get the opportunity to work with the new board and to see what I can do next for the organization. It's been a wild 2 years working at low for a launch campaign to get a rover sent to Mars while also being part of the SHIP LA board and a couple of other things that I always have in the background. It's been a whirlwind of 2 years, and I don't know if you guys have ever done the P90X videos. You have the Tony Horton guy. I hate it, but I love it. It's kind of like that. My job's very much the same way. I always work at the tail end of a campaign. When everything's late and things are showing up super late, you just got to put it all together. And so, like I said, I'm a glutton for punishment, and it's been amazing. I feel like I've really gotten the website aspect of taking care of the IT aspects of this job down, but I definitely need to work on my marketing capabilities, and I do enjoy how challenging this is for me, because that is definitely one of my weak points. I'm not the best marketer, and so I like working on my weaknesses, and I think this is the perfect job to kind of keep pushing me to work on that.
Great. With that said, let's open it up for Q&A. Feel free to.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Hey, Luis. So I want to thank you for doing such an awesome job with what you've done so far. But one of the questions that I have, and not just for you, but also for the group, is, in the new times that we're working in, which is going to be both virtual and in person. But I also see social media still kicking up a lot. And I know that as engineers, we're not a lot of times into social media, at least maybe the older ones like myself. So how can we kick that up a notch, would you say? Any ideas?
Yeah, well, I think as we've been putting on some more of these virtual events, we're finding more and more tools online that are just helpful to help you get the job done a little easier. And Christina has definitely showed us a few ways of using MailChimp and a couple of other things that are just way more efficient. And so I think kind of finding those ways of gathering those efficiency gains, right? And looking for these little tools where we can, use a little bit of money, but it saves us a lot of heartache at the end of the day, is the way to go. And so going to start looking at kind of ways to to make things easier.
Thank you.
I have a question, if I may. You guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. Luis, it's in some ways it's similar to my question about the new norm that I had for Adan. I think a lot of companies, we were hit with that reality, right? Of how do you pivot into a virtual environment, right? I was lucky to be in a company that where our director of IT actually had set up a capability for a 100-person firm to work remotely. This is probably about 5 years back, actually. And so really when 2020 hit, it was about, for many, just making the switch, but for others, it was adapting and looking at new technologies. And I'll say this too, is that Luis Dominguez has been there for us to, the simple fact that we're on a Zoom platform right now, it's coming out of recommendations from Luis Dominguez, right? And so my question, Luis, is are there other? So thank you for doing that for us as well, by the way. And my question is in terms of looking into the new norm, do you see other technologies that we could implement to create more connectivity? I think a lot of us obviously we're hungry to meet in person like the old times, right? But is there other opportunities where we can have, say, a mix of both or a hybrid?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think with, Adan kind of talking about this hybrid approach where, and at one point before the pandemic, we were trying to do that, trying to Facebook Live events and things like that. And so I think trying to figure out a way to maybe get an iPad for our meetings with a stand so that we can set something up so that it's a little interactive and it allows people to be there remotely. But also, one of the things that we started exploring actually with one of the recent meetings was also kind of streaming our video out and out to a YouTube stream and kind of generating that YouTube channel and trying to create that online presence on YouTube with a lot of the content that we have from SHIP LA meetings. We have a lot of amazing speakers, a lot of people who share some amazing things that I think would gather a broad audience on YouTube. And so kind of figuring out a way to market that and kind of grow our presence there, I think will be an interesting thing.
Thank you.
And apologies for just giving you a dark screen there. I forgot my webcam at work when I when I left my office.